It's okay at it, certainly. Like Weaver, Monkey, 4, and Ember can dive a lot, but the other two heroes, Dusa and Necrophos, are more defensive. So Dawnbreaker's goal is probably to have a better lane matchup than Tiny would have had against Necrophos, so they put Tiny into the off lane. And then also they can combo later on to follow up on stuff. They are almost going to catch MSS, but he goes invis, dodges the stun there, and great smoke interruption. And perfect chat line usage, better than his dodge. I'm curious about the Lone Druid as well. When I was looking at the draft initially and I saw the Lone Druid, I wondered if it was because there was a lot of physical damage from the Quincy crew side. Weaver's a lot of physical with Swarm. Monkey King has some physical components, but I thought maybe they were going to abuse some armor type stuff, but now I'm less sure. On the bright side, between Lone Druid and Tiny, they've got tons of tower hitting, so it doesn't matter as much that Dawnbreaker, the carry, doesn't hit buildings. So there's positives and negatives to the draft, but largely I agree that things are looking better for Quincy. Their lineup's more standard, and they should have a good chance to win.
Well, a simple draft can be a very beautiful thing because it's easy to execute. But we'll see what ends up happening. If they can get that momentum over on the side of Zoomers, could be very, very good for them. But like the boys said, the later and later this goes, it becomes very scary. And they also have some really nice options here, especially, they've got a lot of mobility coming out from the side of Quincy Crew's draft with the Weaver and, of course, the Ember and the Monkey. And then also just the vision that Milan is going to be able to provide on top of that as well. Starbreaker not going to be able to quite land over here. Milan's just going to trade a little bit with Husky.
A lot of damage though. Oh yeah, he's gonna buy stealth right away. He's gonna need this. Venge, the one of the weaker 5 laners. It's not the end of the world, but you can have some issues there. So, but with them having Dawnbreaker to combo with it, might offset this problem a little bit. But we'll see.
I mean, it's interesting too. Like, you've got the Vengeful Spirit. We've seen that be very, very flexible this time around. Obviously, being played as the 5. They were kind of, poking fun at it earlier because I believe Moo had played it before. But I think it was also with that Bounty Hunter pickup too, so it was less effective with the laning.
Yeah, 5 position Venge is more traditional. Certainly, it can hurt you in the laning stage at times, but in that case, Husky took a bunch of damage there to block the small camp with a sentry. So that was worth it for him. But right now, it feels like Kazu's got a pretty straightforward lane up here against Costa Bela and Milan with Jingu Mastery as well, just getting a lot done. So he's really not that worried about Venge turning and stunning him because Venge's movement speed is kind of weak, her damage is kind of weak. There's not going to be that much follow-up there, so Milan so far is really abusing his hero nicely.
Definitely feels like this lane is firmly in the hands of Quincy Crew because there's only so much you can do with the Vengeful Spirit. And again, you do have a bit of a unusual position 1 here who just wants to farm up.
Gunnar doing well mid, 9-2. Quinn's not too far behind though, 7-2. Back in the off lane for Zoomers here, moves up to 5-3, basically even there as well.
What's the build that we're going to see coming out here from Gunnar on this Lone Druid, do you think, this game? Oh, First Blood? Oh, nice stun here coming out from Milan. It's hard to kill a Necrophos.
It looks like he wants to go a little active in his build. He's already bought a Blades of Attack for last hitting, but he's doing a Phase Boots and an Orb of Venom on top of his Blightstone. This is not really that standard.
Husky pops the Fairy Fire, needs maybe one more hit. Tries to dodge. Milan maybe going a bit too far. Kazu already surviving a little bit longer than they anticipated.
Okay, good to back there. Kazu has the heal. Milan had more lifesteal. But yeah, I think Gunnar's looking to be able to move around the map a little bit more than normal. His opponents aren't very good at escaping at times, so I think this kind of works if he does want to get more active. Usually you don't see the fully completed Orb of Venom upgrade, the Orb of Corrosion, because a lot of heroes will just jump away and it's not worth spending the money. It's just better to get farmed faster. But it may be different in this match here.
MSS dishing out plenty of damage against Z-Freak here.
He's doing a good job so far. Keeper does have to deal with supports that can dive him. Pretty low HP, great movement speed, but low armor, low HP. That can be an issue at times. This is kind of cool, and they're just pumping mana into Tiny with Avalanche, so gives them more lane control. But on the opposite side of the map, Kazu's doing great, 20 last hits now. So he's pretty happy with his overall net worth gain.
It definitely feels like Coddle in this particular position is Kind of like a mana IO in a sense, right?
Yeah, in some senses, yeah. And that's the tough thing about the heroes, that you can't necessarily defend your allies as well. You can get a blast in here or there, but...
Milan taking decent amount of damage, just land the Boundless. Just gonna tree dance up to the high ground here. And reset. Pretty quiet game so far.
It is. They're trying to get kills. I mean, mid lane, we're not likely to see a kill on either side. That'd be really surprising, but... those side lanes, they're definitely putting effort in, trying to get the kills. Z-Freak, Keeper likely to die at some point, or maybe Venge. Surprised Venge hasn't died yet, to be honest. It feels like Husky's been pressured really consistently here, but he doesn't have a lot of net worth though. Spend a lot on regen.
Oh, the root. The
my God.
root. There
Never
it is. There's the first blood.
Ooh, that's a big one. Huge catch there. And with Blightstone, tons of damage being dealt.
Good avalanche, eliminate, a lot of damage. They are trapped over here in the corner. Z-Freak not looking too good right now with that bug giving the vision. Yeah, he's gonna fall. And Moo is forced away. And the top lane, they're making some moves on Husky. I'm not sure if they're gonna go for the dive. So maybe another click or so.
That's funny, because you actually could have killed him, I think, if he right-clicked him instead of Ghost of Belay, but I think he thought he was dead or something.
He just couldn't get in range.
That's possible, yeah, he might have been a little too far. Milan hoping for the freebie here, gonna play here with Jingu. They're both scanning, like terrified that Monkey's gonna kill him on the way back. They do not want to give him that kill.
Oh, look at this. Look at Milan. He's on the hunt. He's on the prowl. He sees a Husky hopping down. And there goes the Venge. He's also hoping for this courier.
Just a little too greedy. Throws out the Wave of Terror, so as a result gets him. Oh my God,
he really wants it. He really wants it. Oh, he just can't quite. Oh, no.
Good try.
So Belay's like, yeah, no, you're not getting that. You already got my support. You don't get my courier too.
Yeah, that kill that Gunnar got was huge. He's got 2,800 net worth now. Ember Spirit is not going to be able to contest the lane. It may have been the other reason that they ended up picking Lone Druid. If Gunnars are confident in the lane matchup, that could be it. He's going to use Roar to guarantee the rune pickup. In fact, MSS is now going to have to grab it. He does not really care. Arcane Rune does not matter for Lone Druid. But yeah, a lot of Embers are going less magic damage right now due to having, you do more slight damage in the past, so maybe that's another thing that Lone Druid's pretty happy about. He'll be survivable against Ember in the mid game.
Bit of pinstring over onto Stabile. Not much mana here at all. We'll hop down, continue with the Death Pulse. It's a difficult lane to make much happen if you are the Zoomers right now.
But everything looks easy for Gunnar in the mid lane. Ember walks up with Flame Guard. He just runs the bear at him. The bear takes damage, doesn't care. Threatens him getting rooted. And then they're just doing everything they can in the top lane to kill the creep waves so that this tower can delay dying. Dawnbreaker once she hits 6, maybe see a combo somewhere, but seeing Moo get towards his Blink Dagger is also going to be big.
Not quite enough damage just yet, though.
Yeah, net worths are relatively close. Gunnar definitely carrying Zoomers a bit in the net worth, but everyone else is close enough where it's still anybody's game. But, you know, tiny offlaner, the big thing is always how fast you get Blink, because then you can get your Avatos combos, you can get active on the map, you can farm a little bit better. It has some issues, certainly. Kind of interesting you went Tranquil Boots, though, on Tiny as an offlaner, but hey, if you want some regen, you don't want to spend a lot of money, that's one option. And it kind of works cool. I wonder if you can lower... No, Chakra doesn't lower item cooldowns.
Would it be worth it to get something like Bongo Boots on him eventually?
Certainly not before Blink.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying that they would go for a rush on that, but I'm saying like
later on,
possibly,
yes. But
possibly.
Maybe something you'd rather Venge does instead.
Walk and find it. A bit of a dive, like we said, with the bear. Tosses up after the avalanche. Just a little bit more damage, but that should result in the dead you are.
Great rotation, and so easy for them to dive this, right? True Form, 500 extra HP on Lone Druid, gives him magic resistance, and other side of the map, Husky's gonna get punished, but that's just a level 4 hero, who cares? Except for that part. That extra regen that you give Kezu is not perfect, of course, but last couple Necro games I've seen in pro level, they don't get as many scythe kills, so you don't really see Necro snowballing to this crazy level, but Gunnar did a great job with the rotation. They get a kill on the enemy carry, perfect target, and also take the tower. And
bless it. Yeah, there we go.
Quarterstaff, so probably Mask of Madness on Lone Druid. So standard stuff is what we'll see.
Interesting here that they've shifted Gunnar down to this bottom lane. They're going to try to put pressure on the tier 2, and they've sent Costabile over here to the middle lane. Does have backup though in the form of the Keeper of the Light, but
I kind of like that he's playing down here because it's easy for him to hit tower with his bear without too much danger. He can stand a little bit more in the jungle. The observer ward they put down is going to help protect him as well. It's easier for him to farm in this overall area.
Moo with the toss up into the air. Has to be careful because he's here. Husky just running away. Boundless though. Beautiful. In position. Landing on 2. In comes that Solar Guardian though from Gustavo. Is going to be able to make sure they cannot finish off. So Milan will fall. Another avalanche. They've got the dust. They're seeing if they can. Yeah, they'll be able to take out MSS. And the Hunt is on now trying to go and grab
He doesn't have
Quinn.
mana.
Does not have mana. Is he going to get rooted, though, is the real question here, Purge, as the bear chases him down. There it is. There's that root into an Illuminate. He's going to try to slide around, but at the end of the day, Gunnar will collect his life.
Lone Druid is ganking Moxie. I didn't expect to see it here, but it's working out great. Ember getting a little aggressive, a little bit behind. It's 2 deaths now for Quinn. His net worth is suffering a slight amount. He rushed Orbit Corrosion. He had Magic Wand. He hasn't gotten a mana neutral item. That hurt him a little bit as well. So all these things adding up to Quinn dying a second time now.
Feels like the series has been a little bit rough on Quinn. Usually, you know, he's very, very dominant, and this time around, you know, some of it is luck, right? Because it's the root coming off from Bear, but...
Yeah, it's possible. We didn't see the context of the first root landing. Maybe Gunnar got lucky there, but all things considered, him getting that first blood has definitely catapulted him well with levels in gold to a point where now it's even harder for Ember to play Dota, whereas if he just had a little bit more mana, gets aggressive there, maybe he just doesn't get punished. But ultimately, great ulti from Costabile. It helped a lot.
I feel like this is a hero, though, especially like an Ember, that's able to recover quite easily, though, given some time and a little bit of space.
For sure.
Comparatively, Pango feels like you have to be very, very active the entire time, and that if you start to fall behind, it's a lot more difficult to catch up.
Yeah, you're not as much of an AFK farmer, but Lone Druid's really good at hitting creeps. In fact, he's queuing up an Orchid next, is the item he wants next, which is weird, but cool.
I mean, they changed it around now.
Yeah, it's actually not that bad on Lone Druid. It doesn't give you stats anymore. It just gives you attack speed and damage and mana regen, which is fine. The mana regen's a little overkill, of course, but sure. Orchid, Spirit Bear. Never said that before. Orchid's really good this game. Really good against Necro, really good against Ember Spirit, really good against Weaver, and it's decent against Dusa and Monkey in some situations. So, you know, Lone Druid's one of those heroes you can see some weird stuff. I even saw Matoma Man playing a pub against the Dusa on Lone Druid. He bought Diffusal and put it on his bear just for the mana burn. It was weird. Maybe not good. It worked that game, but...
Well, if it worked that game, that is considered good then, right?
No, that is not. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. But lots of things can work, and I'm sure Orchid will be all right, especially with Mask of Mana. So lots
I wish
of
you
attack
guys
speed.
could see his face right now as he says this.
Very
like,
strained.
Definitely a Purge Gamer's face moment here. But, you know, first time for everything. Could be starting a new meta, could be revealing something really cool.
Big stack clear here for Costabile and Venge. That was probably like a 4 or 5 stack of Ancients. They're actually really good dual stack clear here. He got 4 points in Luminosity. Wave of Terror amps the damage. And Moo buying up a lot of small items, but making his way towards Blink Dagger.
I do like the way that Zoomers is playing in this bottom area, consistently putting pressure down. They do have some nice wards, though, to keep tabs on who's actually in this area and whatnot. But kind of bouncing between this mid tower and the bottom tower seems very efficient.
Yeah, it does. Gunnar's done and he's also bought boots on his main hero. Normally different than the typical Lone Druid who plays passively, but considering that he wants to play aggressively on the enemy map, this is really effective to do. It's going to mean that he can instead play more aggressive without getting mega punished by any rotations.
Yeah, there's some pings going up to the top lane, though. It looks like they want to try to make some plays over onto Mo. So they do have the Scythe. Quinn is here. Husky also here, though. Not sure if they still want to go in on this. In fact, they're going to back off a little bit. Nice dodge here away from that magic missile. Not a wave of terror, but just... I don't think they were intending to see the Venge there. You saw how fast Kazu turned around.
Yeah, the perfect solution. You get the damage reduction with another swap for 3 seconds. Almost always that's going to save you from the ulti from succeeding. And while Kazu is pretty farmed, he's tied with Lone Druid right now. The hero does prefer to get to snowball from hero kills, so everything's looking solid for the Zoomers.
Quincy, I feel like we have not seen Yoar hardly at all. So hop down from the trees. Gonna try to put some pressure over onto Z-Freak, but they do have to be careful. Gunner's here. Bear is hunting, looking for bugs. Does not have that detection, though, so.
Yeah, it's fine. Just pressuring on the map.
Milan, though, getting into position. roar away.
Trying to get his bear to catch him in time.
Pops the Mask of Madness even. He really wants to see if, oh, there it is. There's those roots we talked about. Time lapse coming back in. Doesn't matter.
Suckers that took 2 dusts to kill him. That wasn't even worth it in the end.
That was damage, sir. That's 25 damage every time.
They did have to dust twice, though, to get that kill. Yeah, Uar has been, he said earlier, we haven't seen him too much. Totally true. After he died in First Blood, he's been hitting creeps. He's not worth has caught up now, and now the dive comes.
Yeah, they're hoping. There it is. There's that root we talked about. They'll go. They'll drop the Wukong.
Oh, my God.
So much damage. Oh, my God. As Kazu now running for his life. The light comes out from Quinn. Nice swap. Right back in. Again, there's no ghost shot to save him. So he is toast.
Big kill. Really nice one there. They recognize the opportunity. That all comes down to Costabile threatening him enough where Uar felt the need to pop his ulti. He pops ulti, and then Four Zoomers realize the opportunity. They run him down. Do so without ulti is slow. She's a little vulnerable.
Oh, Moo, again with that aggression. They just blow up MSS, and they're hoping that they can finish off Quincy. They need to lock him down into place for the follow-up. Oh, there it is from Costabile.
Holy crap.
And the tips. They are just so aggressive.
Wow. Quinn just being mega punished here. The net worth disadvantage is hurting him. But they chase him down, they get the roots, they get the roars.
These roots have actually kind of been unreal.
They've been good. They haven't been undeserved by all means. Like they're definitely pushing their moments really well. But it's cool to see Four Zoomers abuse this early lineup here. This is the moment that the ultimate ran out for Uar. He's getting slowed by the Orb of Venom here, which gives him opportunities to eventually root. And then the great
Illuminate.
I mean, there's so much. That was Avatos. It was the Illuminate. It was the ulti in point-blank range from Dawnbreaker. Then they go for this great chase. Pick him off instantly. He gets slowed by, I don't know, was it the tree or something? Makes this last remnant crappy, and then he just cleans up. He's like, oh, let me adjust my hair now that I got another kill on Quinn. 5-0 and 2 from Gunnar so far. It's playing great. Very close to the Orchid finishing. About 500 or 600 gold to go. And we're going to be resuming.
We are missing a Husky. Oh, no, he's just back now. All is good.
Husky's got good levels as well, level 9. 3 points Wave of Terror. The minus armor is so effective this game with all of his teammates.
Back up we go. So I would say that the Zoomers are playing this draft very, very well. And I have to say, though, absolutely loving the aggression coming out from Mo in these 2 games.
Yeah, he's been playing really good. I think Gunner's definitely showing his stuff this one, though.
He was showing his stuff in the first one, let's be honest.
I mean, he's played really good all day for sure, but I like how the pressure that he's been putting on the map with Lundred has been pretty nice. I like the fact that they're confident enough to pick it, knowing the matchup would be good against Ember Spirit, and then, you know, got his kill. It's really opened up the game in a big way.
Well, like you said, it's not often that you see a lone druid ganking.
It is not. Definitely uncommon.
Some positioning. Oh, they dropped the Tinker Ward. They see Milan. They stun him immediately. They follow up, but that's another kill for Costabile.
Yeah, he knows about it, but that's fine. That kill's going to open up some
Look at the
pressure.
bear. The bear's just chasing now. Tougher, for sure. He's going after Quinn.
They don't have glyph here, so this tower's dead. Demolished from both bears.
You're going to complete that thought?
Tower's dead.
Oh, it sounded like you were going to go on, like
Both bears are
and...
demolishing the building. That's what I said.
Oh, okay, all right.
AKA, look how much damage they're doing. That's what I said.
Oh, look how much damage they're doing. Indeed, the toss back over at the Quinn plus the fear. Ooh, that's an Ember Spirit who has been evaporated.
What a catch there.
This is actually real, just how fast they're mowing through buildings right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the swap in over to Kazu. They'll send him into place. The buyback, though, coming out from Ember. They want to try to punish this. They get the scythe off. Ooh, it's going to be Husky Full Costabile also going down. Quinn on the pursuit. Wants Moo. Couple slights around. Moo tossed back, though. Bear sitting very, very low. They finally managed to take down the bear.
Whoa.
Oh, a nice play from Zfree. Is it going to be enough, though, Moo? No, he will fall. As Gunnar teleports out. And the Scoddle is just hoping that this horse will giddy up a little bit faster so he can outrun Milan.
That word's going to suck when that tree respawns, but right now it's worth it.
Nice. Oh, doesn't quite manage to...
Cool. Z-Freak knew. Being hunted by monkeys. Cool little fight. I really like what Zoomers was doing. One thing that up-tempoed them a lot in this engagement was the Avatos cooldown reduction. He Avatosses, and then they swapped Kezu here, thought this was going to go kind of okay. They burst him pretty well, but great monkey stun. They've got Deuce ulti that forces everyone to retreat. Just way too much damage. And everybody gets low, has to run away. But before this happened, just the fact that Tiny can like blink Avatos, then get Chakra Magic, and basically be ready to go again is way quicker than normal. He does tons of damage here as well, but back in the live game, let's see a little gank in the mid lane on Weaver, and they actually do get him. Ava, toss into Gunner. Gunner roars, or uses Orchid, excuse me, to guarantee that kill. So and he wants to go for a Deso next on the bear. Very cool.
I'll definitely rip down buildings a lot faster, reduce any more of that armor. Z-Freak, though, will get picked off by Quinn.
What lies beyond?
And Milan, I'm sure, had a hand in that.
All right, Quinn finally got his Maelstrom finished, so a little better for pushing.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But as a whole, Zoomers is doing a great job controlling the map. Still getting out there, getting some pickoffs here and there. Maybe Coddle gets punished this time, but not the end of the world.
It's like Quinn's headed back. He wants to get the Yule Scepter, especially when you have that silence as a threat.
Yeah, he definitely needs the defense, but felt the need to make Maelstrom. It'll allow him to slow things down a bit, do a lot more AoE damage. There's a smoke from Moo and Husky. Let's see if they can get a grab. They've got a great ward right now. MSS looking in trouble.
And there's that silence that we talked about, the double damage, the stuns, and that's
I think he died.
that. Yeah, I believe so. As Hezu,
they're ready.
Avalanche, tossed up right over to Castabile. Is going to land Starburst, and a big hammer to the face.
He buys Shard, makes it easier to land that. BKB is ready for Dawnbreaker as well. 2 big kills. That Observer Ward paying off big time. Got a D-ward as well, and now it's just Roche time. How do you stop this with 2 dead heroes?
I don't think you can.
Radiant.
I'll even throw out the scan, but yeah, no, you can see that Quincy crew playing the bottom half of the map. They're not going to try to fight this.
Nice to tank it, get the heal from the bear. A beautiful little Roshan. Aegis will probably go on Lone Druid, I assume. He doesn't have BKB, he's a little vulnerable. He could hypothetically die really quick. I think that's safest to do. And they will put it on him. So, as the game continues here, they got to push out lanes once again since they had some downtime doing Roshan. Then once their lanes are in good spot, go for some Avatos throwback or swap kill. Get enough pickoffs and then go high ground.
Look at the discrepancy. Like, if you take a look at net worth right now, like, Dusa's starting to climb towards that top spot, which makes sense, right? She's a Medusa. But then the next closest is Kezi with the 8.6k.
Yeah, he's pretty far behind.
Small. Like, it's a little scary because you worry that they're not going to be able to stand in these fights along with the Dusa.
Yeah, it's going to be harder for him to catch up. I mean, he's got good items. He's got the Blink Dagger to get some multi kills, but they have good counters to it, so Blink doesn't fully solve the problem either. So it's kind of a tough position. Gunner now just pressuring the top lane. Glyph's going to get popped. That will slow that down a bit, but I assume they continue with Aegis. Here's ulti combo bot.
Z-Freak making his way down as well. And there, again, just stun up, and you are popping the Stone Gaze, blinding though, right back in, and they had that Illuminate. It was ready for him.
Wow, they killed him. Avatos, plus Dawnbreaker follow-up, she dies. Gets her ulti off, but they finished her up with Husky's follow-up stun too.
Yeah, I was thinking that with that, she was almost going to make it out, but the Illuminate already being put into place. Definitely sealing the deal, and that's a dead MSS.
That's so scary, actually. The bear's really fast, 445, and like it doesn't even matter if Gunner's not there himself, because this bear just gets there and orchids him. Boom. So terrifying, and they're playing so fast on the Zoomer side. Like they deserve to win this game right now. Tier 2 tower being pressured.
Look at this. Oh my goodness.
Just taking what they can get with their pickoffs here. They'll pressure the top a little bit, but all the heroes are going to be off. Instead, they're going to go bottom. Towers are low.
Not sure how they fend off this attack. Okay, they'll drop the Wukongs. They'll respect it. See those TPs coming in.
Bought a little time. Diffusal Blade's up on Milan, so if the bear does stay, he's going to lose mana pretty quick. And yeah, the defense rests here.
Bear cam. I just think about, there was recently like a news article about this gigantic bear. I think it was like Hank the bear, who was like terrorizing homes and breaking into them.
Yep, very common. Yep.
It's not very common. Bears don't just break into houses. It's not like the 3 little bears and Goldilocks thing, but He was definitely becoming a legend. It reminds me of this bear just breaking down your building.
I'm more
like the
surprised
Kool-Aid Man.
that he knows how to use teleport spells. That means the bear can read.
Does it? Is it?
I don't know.
Is that a prerequisite for teleport? I don't think it is.
You gotta know how to. Don't you have to like bite your thumb and then touch it and then you teleport? According to anime lore, that is.
I think they just bled on it, didn't they?
Something like that, yeah.
I mean, bears can bleed.
I guess so.
They have blood. Good boundless here. Let's push back.
Dire's middle tower.
That is one way to kind of deal with it, right? Is the, what is it called again? The Death Seeker?
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's a great counter push ability for sure.
Just being sure that the bear can't actually hit these buildings then.
Helps off
Oh,
that
careful.
charge.
Silence, avalanche, tosses up. Milan trying to follow up, but in comes the Solar Guardian. It's not even needed. Sublay's just going to join the rest of his team here.
That man was right in front of his base and he still got murdered. Holy crap.
Radiant's
And now they're gonna
middle
split push
tower
2 lanes?
is under
Oh,
attack.
no, okay, they reset. That would have been really greedy if they like tried to work on mid after getting this solo. Here comes the ulti once
There
again.
it is again.
Oh, he doesn't care this time. Gunner's
No,
gonna lose all
they
his mana.
do not care because they have the toss back. They've got the roar. They've got the root. They've got the damage. So down goes Milan. Have to be
bear
a little
died.
bit careful. They did lose the bear, and Gunner taking a bit of damage here. They'll turn their attention over to the racks. See that hammer being tossed out. Back off again. Eyes on the prize here on the side of the Zoomers. And there's not too much that they can do. Again, nice silence gets thrown out over onto Dusa. Was Dusa trying to to deny the barracks there?
Maybe. They just wanted to stop her. Like, it's give the little silence out and finish up the building and you can run away. Oh, this is kind of cool. Z-Freak's now pumping Chakra Magic into Gunner. That way he gets his bear off cooldown a little bit faster. Kind of a nice timing. It's not exactly one we think about very often. It's like Tombstone or Metamorphosis, but this one's like, I want to have my bear friend around, so zap light into my body. Z-Freak, thank you.
The power of friendship.
Gunner queuing up the Mage Slayer into Bloodthorn. Okay. It is the follow-up, after all, of the Orchid. A little weird. Mage slaying bears. Scary stuff.
Bears are just scary in general. Like, polar bears are actual man-eaters.
Yeah.
Like, they will hunt humans.
But the Mage Slayer stats are real solid on the bear, honestly. Magic resistance gonna lower the damage that somebody like Necrophos does, or Ember. I just feel like Zoomers are gonna run away with this game is what it feels like. It's not over. Like, Quincy Crew could definitely take some really good fights here, but at the moment, there are all these things that are continuing for Zoomers just looks better and better for them.
I mean, they do have to be careful because a Dusa and an Ember scaling very, very well. And the Necro, too, like we talked about, hasn't gotten all those kills using the Scythe, so hasn't, you know, really exploded by any means. But look at this just aggression coming out from the side of Zoomers. Bear hunting, looking to see if he can grab anything. But they'll just take control of the triangle again. And that's the problem, right? The idea is the Dusa will eventually get farmed. But if the Zoomers play this correctly, if they keep up the aggression, if they take down all of the vision and really kind of choke point them out, there's not going to be anything for her to catch up on.
Yeah, and they don't really have enough tanky frontliners where it's not scary. Like, Dusa is by far the most survivable, but they've shown that they have enough chain disable to deal with it in a good way. Gunner abusing the shard really good. Great dispel for his bear. Really just counters what Ember's doing in a lot of ways. It's like the only good range disable that Quincy has, other than the stun from Monkey King, so.
To be fair, those Boundless have been very good.
They have been, but like, it's hard for them to abuse the bear. Deso, Brigand's Blade, Orchid is going to cut the mid creep wave. They want to take top tier 2, it looks like, but they're going to cut mid first, it appears. All right. This is all MSS can do here. He's like, there's nothing to do until they go high ground. They're not going to defend the tier 2, so he just moves off to hit creeps.
I mean, they're making all the right moves here. They're looking very good.
He needs this Spirit Vessel too, so close, 50 gold. So yeah, Gunner takes the tier 2 tower. In the meantime, the rest of his team should be behind Gunner. They're not. They're going for a little bit of a play here. Mage Slayer finished now. I don't know how the bear uses that weapon. I don't know how a human uses that weapon, but the bear definitely really don't know. He's going to switch to Cloak of Flames. Okay. I was a little surprised because his damage is pretty good, but hey, little AoE damage is not bad.
It's harkening back to the old Radiant bear sort of deal. But yeah, you know, I have to say Quincy Crew doing a decent job of trying to dodge, trying to just continue to farm up on UR. It's a bit scary, but He has been active, and he is just a little bit behind the top two cores over on the side of Zoomers.
It's not too bad. Once he gets Scotty, it'll be a lot easier. Less lifesteal on the Zoomer side, and they have quite a bit. A lot of heal. They got Illuminate, they got Dawnbreaker ulti and Luminosity, and they've got Lone Druid heal stuff too. So pretty good. All right, and the Bloodthorn's finished now.
Yeah, I'm watching this bear, and I don't understand how he's using some of these items. He is fun to watch, though, in this position.
Yeah. Only thing that's bad about Bloodthorn is it gives int, but bears don't have brains, so they cannot utilize int items. I don't know how they read as well. It's definitely a little confusing, but...
Maybe they have talks that speaks with animals, the mind meld sort of thing. Moo, though, breaking a 4-man smoke over here. They don't have the detection either, but they do have detection on the side of Zoomer, so they're going to be able to blow up MSS and have Costabile join in with everyone else, as the bear is fighting here with Quinn, and they managed to cancel out the they cancel out the TP. So
just kidding. It made its little mouth noise, and they ran away. And it dispelled itself. It actually, Gunnar, this game with Lone Druid is like so on top of this match. Like, they picked it very confidently, saying like, all right, I'm gonna dumpster Ember mid. Is my opinion. He feels confident in the matchup. He knows that Shard is gonna like counter Ember in the mid and late game, which it clearly has. Searing Chains gets removed, doesn't matter, just roars it off. And then now that he's ahead in net worth, he just kills buildings. He rotated effectively. It's like everything just went perfect for Zoomers. Like, I could see the difference. Like, he maybe doesn't first blood Ember. They rotate bottom, they don't kill Medusa. Maybe they still take tower, but they're not quite as ahead. And maybe they lose a mid-game team fight.
And Moo, all the right places here. Just get rooted into place, but breaks the smoke. He does get stunned, though. He's going to need some help at the side. Oh, the swap, though, coming out from Husky. Buys him enough time to get right back in there with the BKB. Nice Starbreaker coming through, but they have the Medusa Stonegaze, so they do have to be careful. So Husky does end up falling, sitting very, very low. You can see they're trying to get the final hit off, and there it is. They finally get it. The bear, though, with the roar, is going to steal away on Quinn. Looks like they almost managed to get that hold in place. Z-Freak sitting very, very low. He will end up falling. The Boundless. Nice play, though, here coming out from Moo with the Avalanche. They finally managed to take down Gunnar, as now they're going to be chasing after Moo. He's sitting so low. Even with the Essence Ring, he cannot survive. And Costabile is forced to teleport out.
Finally dies.
Fight.
Finally dies with within 2 games. His first death here. And he panic buys Wraith Bands immediately afterwards. I was wondering if he was going to do this game, and I assume so, because the other thing that I liked about the draft is it is a lot of physical damage from Quincy. We saw a lot of it from Milan that game, in fact, or that team fight. Maybe not as much as I thought, but Sleight of Fist damage, Medusa right-click stuff, it all looks good. Here's how the fight started. Avatos comes, great Searing Chains, 4-second disable there. They get this follow-up with the bugs, and Dawnbreaker basically almost dies, gets Reaper's Tithe, gets saved. Husky ends up dying to the ultimate. They fought into the Monkey King ulti, which is a little bit goofy. Deuce is doing tons of damage here because of the amplification from the stone form going through. So they basically lost Costabile just at the start of the fight for almost nothing, despite the instant save. So just kind of things went rough there. Gunnar's ultimate was also on cooldown at the time. Another root on the bear there means the bear's not doing damage. I mean, Gunnar is now kind of just dying to physical damage. Part of the reason he really decided to go for the Wraith Bands. But the reason the Wraith Bands are busted is because if you buy 5 of them, they give you 50 agility, 28 armor, 20 strength, which is 400 HP, lots of mana, and also another 50 attack speed. So it makes the Lone Druid himself do 100 attack speed, 50 damage, all for the low cost of 2,500 gold. It's insanely good deal. And that is why he's buying. He's buying 4 right now. He's carrying a dust, but it's going to give him armor, and it's going to give his bear armor. So it's like a 2-factor thing, really. But mostly it's for survivability reasons. He spent 2,000 gold. He's much harder to kill in moments like that, where he actually gets gone on, Monkey King jumps on him. You're going to see a complete difference in upcoming fights.
All right, well, seems like they're ready for the next round here, as the Zoomers have smoked up a lot in a nice position, though, to break any sort of smokes approaching from that side of the river. But it looks like Zoomers are going to take the long way.
He's got True Form cooldown talent now as well, so his ultimate is going to be
Milan.
time.
They drop the ward. They see the monkey immediately move, though, following up the toss back here with that Solar Guardian. Get the silence.
Oh, she's dying.
They're just going to do as much damage as possible. Can they finish off, though, is the question. It's taking a lot to get Medusa just down, and there it is. We'll take down you are. Lon dropping that Wukong's command. We'll just have the Zoomers reset here as MSS rather gets tossed back. He's going to pay for trying to get that D ward. And now the bear is on the run looking for Kazu. Looks like he's not going to be able to close the gap, but they do know that Milan's over here. He's just picked up ward, or sorry, not the ward, the illusion rune. Try to get that Savage Roar off, not going to be able to connect, but this does open up the Roshan. There is no Medusa, there is no Weaver to contest this, though.
They really hit her with a lot of stun. I mean, they just blew her up. Once she got down to 0 mana, it's totally killable, but the fact that they chain stunned her without her popping Manta and ulti was surprising.
There it is.
Eggs picked up, Shard given to Moo, so he can hit buildings. Moo's almost got his BKB. That'll make the fight easier too. One of the other reasons they lost that previous team fight, because he couldn't easily get out of Syrian chains and reset. But the game's looking solid. Even the Paladin sword on the bear is helping a lot too. Pushes his lifesteal up to like 30%, something like that.
BKB completed as well from Moo. Okay, they'll try to pause the bear a little bit here, but oh, look at this. The toss back immediately over onto when he's silenced. He can't do a gosh darn thing.
Jeez.
Need to be careful, MSS. Milan, the roar coming to play, plus that root into place. They have enough damage. It's a dead Monkey King.
Oh, it's happening.
All right,
again.
there it is. There's the Stone Gaze. The buybacks are coming out immediately, and there's a lot of Scotty damage, so it looks like they'll be able to take down Husky, and they'll force everybody else back. Gunner needs to be careful. He's been left behind. An Ice Boundless. Lots of damage being placed over here onto this lone Druid, and they don't have any real way to save him, as it looks like he's going to end up falling. That's going to be the Aegis. They've lost the bear.
It's got to resummon. Doesn't have...
I think they just... Okay, all right, Move being a bro with that toss. Beautifully done, and the avalanche on top of everything else. But again, it's just so much damage. The scythe coming through, not quite enough to do it here. There's Quinn looking for the opening. That's Golden Guardian. They're turning right back again. They'll bring the bear back in. The hunt is on. They're trying to close the distance over here onto Dusa. They get a nice roar off over onto Quincy. Quincy is going to fall. It's going to immediately buy back to be a part of the fight. The swamp coming out again from bench. Buying a bit more time. Oh, there it is. They go. They drop that Ignis. It's going to be able to buy them some more time so they can just disengage on the side of Zoomers. But you can feel that, Quincy, they don't want to let them go just yet. But they just haven't been able to get their hands on them, as it looks like they will indeed escape.
Luckily, they have a Coddle, so he can get his bear back a little bit faster than normal. But yeah, rough to lose the bears there. I feel like everybody could see the survivability difference for Gunner in that fight compared to the previous one. He just popped his ulti and he just runs in. He's like, hit me. I do not care. He had bugs on him. His armor is still massively positive. This is the scary thing about Lone Druid right now against physical heavy lineups. You can just cover yourself so well defensively that dying just doesn't happen. The bear transformation alone gives you like 33% magic resistance. So like, the only thing that really beats you is going to be pure damage, and that's a little bit harder to get. So, 4 Zoomers will have to play careful for now while they wait for their Spirit Bear cooldown to come off, but yeah, I really like what they've done with the Coddle lineup. It really solves a lot of their problems in the draft, and it's not just Bear, it's also Savage Roar, actually. You can lower that cooldown by 6 as well to get bigger uptime on that.
That's definitely come into play in a lot of these fights, being able to turn the tide.
And it's ally attack speed and 20% movement speed. It's really good to just spam it, to be honest.
We do have the Nullifier now picked up from Stabile, so next fight is feeling even more confident for the side of the Zoomers, where, you know, Dusa is sitting at the top net worth. Again, you are doing a great job in being able to find this farm, find these places to, you know, hit creeps, but the rest of his team, look at Quinn. He is the next closest in terms of net worth, and he's 12K.
No, he's not. It's Coddle, actually. See, freak owning.
Yikes, that is.
The charts are, it's actually a very funny chart. Look how closely grouped they all are. They're like all exactly the same, everybody in their grouping. Very interesting. Yeah, I've been really impressed with Costabile this game. His lane did not look easy, but he's just been consistently hitting creeps, getting net worth, using his ultimate at good times. 8, 2, and 12 right now. He's got the Scotty, the perfect item counter against the Dusa. He's got all the Luminosity talents, 2 Starbreaker charges now. He is a great way to help keep his team alive. Only thing I'd maybe love to see is like a Vlad's on somebody in some ways. It's going to make their ability to fight to the death a little bit stronger, but still in a great spot. Leveler is hard to pass up on a bear, surely. 25% more bonus building damage when you already do so much more. It does 40% extra anyways.
The hunt is on. Zoomers combing through the map here. Quinn and UR have gone back home to deal with the the push into their base, but there is a BKB over on Lone
Dire's
Druid.
bottom tower
Now
is under
too.
attack.
His little baby has a BKB of his own. He needs it though. He's been getting disabled too much. His bear is having some survivability issues, but BKB will solve a lot of that. Did you know that when you use Mask of Manus, because oh, never mind, we got a kill.
Hold on. This is going to be a very dead Milan.
How could you tell I was going to talk about something boring? I don't know. How did you figure that out?
It's fine.
When you use Mask of Madness, it lowers your bear's armor, which also lowers your armor because it's tied. So it's negative armor you take is tied between your bear, not just positive armor. So
Thanks, Bird.
it doesn't matter that much in most cases, but especially when you have like 30 armors alone druid with 4 Wraithbands. And they're going to go high ground. Dead Milan for 50 seconds. He is on dieback. They probably know this, so.
Yeah, not a lot of buyback availability, but
Oh. Break against a bear is actually really good, actually. Entangling Claws and Demolish get removed.
Bear continuing to just... Oh god, look at this damage.
Oh, good.
Finishes off the tower. Just gonna back off.
It takes a lot of damage, but the sieging is just so easy, right? Bear hits tower. They use literally any disable on the bear that isn't a stun. He roars. And then Coddle pops the chakra on him, the chakra magic on him to lower the
Right back
cooldown.
up.
They do it again. It happens again. It's just like they hit buildings. It's so safe. The way they're doing this with the Coddle is just really well thought out. I really like the way they're playing this game. Moose sitting in front trying to see if his opponents are going to fight into him. But he's got the BKB. He's got the Ascetics cap, so very survivable here. He's going to break smokes. Did they see? I don't know if they saw. They know now.
Well, they definitely do. They'll drop the Ignus, so they'll end up losing Husky. Z-Freaks falling
not
as
Juice
well to follow up here with the Wukongs. The toss up into the air. The BKBs are already nicely in place as they'll drag back. That Starbreaker doing a lot. There's not a lot of mana left over on UR as the root does come in. Solar Guardian also going to drop in the middle of this. They need to get their hands on someone else here, as there is creeps inside their base doing some tower damage while all this is going on.
Not bad. Nice little bonus there. Little scary, but so hard for Quincy Greer to take this fight. They really can't touch Gunner anymore. He's got 4,000 HP when he transforms. His cooldown is 10 seconds. Damn, well, might as well just press the button all the time just to be safe. I mean, it's 12 extra armor, 1,500 extra HP, and he gets 33% spell amp. It's like Dragon Knight ulti on crack here. And that's just part of the hero.
It is indeed his move, following up immediately, gets the toss back over on side. That's going to be the only thing to play with Quinn. He does get nullified. They need a little bit more damage. He's going to try to run away. Yuar, though, he's in position with Kazu. We've got a lot of slow coming out with the Scotty. We'll push them back. Milan trying to get some information. They do ping out. They can tell that the monkey's over here. They'll drop the Ignus, but it's right on the edge.
Great way to clear trees. But yeah, the bear ends up getting killed pretty easy when it's focused there. So instead, they're going to reset and wait for Roshan, it looks like. A little scary right now, but again, pumping the heals into the bear. And this is usually one of the places that Lone Druid really fails in the late game. It's that despite the bear being pretty strong at sieging buildings and getting things done all without safety of your hero, you eventually run into this problem where your bear just dies twice and your hero's useless. It doesn't matter if you have buyback. You have to start buying Refresher Orb. That just feels bad. But if you have the Coddle, it solves this problem. You can have this, like, normally a medium mistake lead into not that big of a deal, because you just back up and it ends up being like a 50-second cooldown on the bear, and then you feel confident to effectively fight with Aegis on your bear again. So they're just really solving so many problems with this, with the Coddle. Very
Definitely
cool.
fits all together quite nicely. It's Kastabile. He's going to throw out the hammer. They are smoked up around the side as Husky. They'll spot out Husky immediately. Bomb boundless, but the Avalanche, Solar Guardian, popping on down. So they use the Stone Gaze to get away. Quinn here, though, silenced up. This is looking a little bit scary. He's going to be able to dodge Starbreaker, though. Did use that Nullifier as well, but again, it's another reset.
Not that expensive for the Zoomers. They lose Coddle ult, or Dawnbreaker ult, that's about it.
That's about it.
Any BKBs popped? I don't think so. Yeah, none.
Subtle burn.
Let's use a couple Starbreaker charges.
LaRoche is up.
And Gunner's going to take that by himself, I'm pretty sure.
Looks like the whole team's around, but
They've got no Dusa ulti right now, so their team fight's pretty limited.
Yeah, they don't have the Wukongs either. Quinn's gonna slide around a little bit, but there it is. Gunnar grabbing up that Aegis. And they've locked down Quinn, so he is not going to be a factor. Does have buyback, but otherwise he's down for about 100 seconds.
It was a good try, genuinely, because he was sliding in there a long time. There was a chance, if that was just like another half second of sliding, he could have stolen items. It was definitely worth attempting, but they caught him.
They did indeed. Well, like we said, he's got buyback. As this bear's just chasing after Kazu.
Gunnar running for his life. And he picks up a refresher shard too, so this is like the perfect item here. Doesn't have to buy a refresher, gets 3 bears if needed.
That's a lot of bears. All right. Well, they've got creeps going in through the bottom area. Get the break over onto the bear, but Moo in the position. Toss up into the air with the Agnews. Will follow up the sweep. They also have that nullifier. It's a good star breaker.
God.
It's enough to take down UR. He's down for 94 seconds. They bought back on Quinn. Gunner's bear having to be a little bit careful here, kind of running around in circles, but we get a swap over onto the backside. It looks like they'll be able to just blow up Milan. And there'll be a buyback on the Monkey King, but they're just shredding through these buildings now over on the side of the Zoomers. The sign's placed over onto Kazu. It's like they're thinking about going in. They'll get the roar off. There's going to be the fortification.
He's 100 gold from buyback. They could
Yeah, look at that. They're looking
just
at that room.
delay this for an extra. Yeah, they got it. 11 gold, 10 gold. All right, juice up
Toss
soon.
back though again. Oh my god, they just shred Kazu. That's gonna be megas. Now they have their eyes over onto Quinn. They get the silence, they get the slow. Can they get anything else? Can they hold him into place? It's looking pretty gosh darn good, but no, he's gonna be able to go away to the remnant. Medusa buying back now with the stone case, has the Igneous. They'll turn back around again with Vessel Garter. No, but they're gonna be able to force staff away by enough time. This bear's taking a lot of damage and he's gonna get taken down here. There's gonna be the resummon going right back in again. The swap over onto Yawar. Quinn trying to get in there, trying to save this Medusa. She's out of mana, she's rooted into place. She is dead. That is a dieback, that is a GG for Zoomers. Showing the power of what you can do with a lone druid and a keeper of